they were able to make sure that he was challenged because he's somebody who loves a challenge and loves to make sure that he does well. And so that was really the transition was excellent for him.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Genus, and the reason why we chose this school. So we have a quite interesting story. We were always interested, obviously, in making sure our kids got a very quality education. And I remember, or very early on, we went to a academic fair. Um, can't really remember the venue right now, but Fieldstone was featured there among a number of schools, and we said, "Wow, wouldn't it be interesting if our son went to Fieldstone one day, or one of these very accredited institutions?" And so, fast forward, our son, he had the opportunity to actually go to start a boarding school in Nigeria, and he was there for a year and a half. So he went through the Cambridge curriculum there, and because of COVID, he had to come back to Canada. And so, we were looking for a school that could understand that Cambridge curriculum. And one of the number one ranked schools was Fieldstone, King's College. And so we remembered going to speak to the administration there. They were very, very cordial, very professional. And we told them about our aspirations for our son, that he was excellent, in gifted in math and science and these areas. And so they helped us lay out our plan for that. And when John David came to the school, he was able to transition very well, excel in the classes, and he just had a great time. So we know we made the right choice, and here we are telling our story.
So I'll just add a few words. My name is Uchenwa. And so I think, as Dwayne mentioned, yes, Fieldstone we had seen a long time ago, and circled back at a time when we did need to find a Cambridge school for our son. So the fact that they have the Cambridge program is one of the reasons why we chose them. And then, as Dwayne mentioned, when we went for a school tour and to speak with the administration, they really focused in on John David, our son, and focused and put a plan in place for him to be able to achieve and graduate. And so we really liked that sort of unique approach. Each child is different, and they really take the time to make sure that the child has a proper learning plan in place and a proper academic plan to graduate. So we've been really pleased with our choice.
Well, I would say that our son, responded, very well to the school. One of the things we liked was that the classes were very small, and so he was able to get very excellent attention from the teachers. And also they were also very I guess the teachers were understood the standards that we and expectations that we had. And John David, as our son, the expectations that he has for himself. And so they were able to make sure that he was challenged because he's somebody who loves a challenge and loves to make sure that he does well. And so that was really the transition was excellent for him. Um, Also, he managed both the Cambridge and the regular Canadian curriculum, and so that was done seamlessly. We thought he got a lot of support from teachers for that period, and he was able to do exceptionally well. So I think all in all, he responded excellently to the experience, and he enjoyed it. I think it's fortified him. It's made her a stronger, more mature student and person, and he's looking forward to university next year.
That was all well said. I echo the comments from my husband, Dwayne. Definitely the small class sizes, the sort of personalized approach to education. John David finished not just the Cambridge key courses, but also he has completed his Ontario Secondary School diploma as well. And the teachers are very high standard. It's very academic, a competitive environment, which is what we want because obviously his university program is quite rigorous and we want him to be prepared. So Fieldstone has certainly allowed him to do that. Um, Fieldstone also has a lot of other activities. So John David has been a prefect at school, which has been great. Fieldstone has supported John David through the Duke of Ed program as well, and that's been great. John David has won several awards through grade 11 and 12, and so we're very very pleased about his experience. And John David is quite proud to go to Fieldstone. He has friends there, and has adjusted really well. And some of his friends are actually going to be at the same university as him as well. So it's overall, John David has responded very, very well being at Fieldstone. So our son John David really appreciates the teaching staff at Fieldstone King's College School. He's been there through grade 11 and grade 12. And the small class sizes and the attentive teachers has really been, I think, the what we appreciate most and what he appreciates most about the school. John David has really been able to go up to his teachers, ask questions. His teachers support him in listing him for competitions to take and prep him for those competitions. I recall he's done quite a few University of Waterloo math competitions, with which his teacher has supported him right through. And all of them, they've just been fantastic. They are open to receiving questions at any time from students. They support in tutorials for students, obviously in school and out of school academic activities. And just really, it's been a personalized type of education at Fieldstone. Some of the teachers have helped with not just the Ontario curriculum, but with the Cambridge IGCSE courses as well. So I think really, if you want a school that has very attentive teachers that support the kids through all of their courses, both in school, even outside of school activities, Fieldstone has that definitely.
If I could mention what I most appreciate about the school was the very detailed, you know, reviews in progress reports, and definitely the parent teachers interviews. The teachers were very candid. They wanted to spend time with us. They wanted to give us their attention, um, and we really appreciated that because that's not something you find everywhere. It takes time and effort to make sure that you understand the students in your class and make sure that um, you're communicating that with parents and making that connection with parents as well. So we really appreciated that. We appreciated how the parent teachers, presented themselves. They communicated with us and kept that lines of communication open. For us, that was really important. I think what surprised us most about the school was the different kind of recognitions that you could achieve at the school. That was great to see. And it was great to see that you can actually have this portfolio built in our son's academic record. So for us, that was really exciting to see, and our son was able to kind of definitely gain confidence by winning a lot of awards. So we were happy to see that.
I think the other thing I'll just add, not so much of a surprise, but very pleased with the response at the time, was the amount of references that that John David was able to get from the head of school, the principal, from the guidance counselor, and also from his teachers. So at the time when we were applying to university, we also applied to some scholarships as well. And both university applications and scholarship applications require references. And the school really stepped up to provide just about all of those references for John David. So that was very, very special. And we are very pleased with that.
Well, we can definitely attest to the fact that Fieldstone is a school that lives its values and its principles. You know, it's a school that believes in academic excellence. We've seen that. We've seen those standards. It's a school that's very welcoming, and it cares about its students. It really cares about their well-being, how they're doing. You see that in the time and effort that they put in to commenting on report cards and making sure they're building a relationship with the students. So we saw that firsthand, and we appreciate that about the school.
So that's an interesting question. What the typical family is like at the school. So I should say, when we first joined the school, it was the pandemic year, and so there definitely were a lot of restrictions in place due to the lockdowns. And so there wasn't a lot of meeting and greeting at the school necessarily. So we didn't really have the opportunity to interact with other parents as much as we would have liked. Now, I should say that, Fieldstone is a global school. They do have a lot of international students as well as Canadian students as well. And so, one of the things that we really enjoyed is, despite not being able to meet with parents face to face at the school, some of the international families actually reached out to us. And these were parents of John David's friends at school. And so I remember one parent reaching out and just saying, a big hello, and that, he was so glad to meet us, and that if we were ever down on his side of the world, to actually stop by. So I thought, that was very touching, a very sort of nice and friendly community. And so we're hoping, as John David finishes up at the school, there are some events now that are happening, thank goodness, with the restrictions lifted, that we get to meet a bit more with other parents. So we're sort of looking forward to that.
I would say the the experience that John David most cherished at the school was the awards that he received during his grade 11 year. That was something that I know he'll remember, and he'll very very much cherish as long as he remembers his high school experience. So we want to thank Fieldstone for that.
Yeah, we really feel that the school, we weren't expecting it, because that was around some of the lockdowns. And so we couldn't go on site for that. But, a lovely email came from the school administration, listing all of the awards that John David had won. We had even copies sent to us, and even a video of his teachers speaking about the award and the reason why he had won it. And so that was really special. Even if he had won just one, we would have been extremely proud. He set high standards for himself and won five. And so that was really something that he mentions to today. He's quite proud of that accomplishment. We were very satisfied with the interactions that we've had with teachers at Fieldstone King's College School, as well as the administration there as well. Our story started out where we had met with an admission officer as well as the head of school. And really, at that point, they took the time to sit down with us, answer all of our questions, and really start working on a plan, an academic plan for our son to be able to go through and graduate. And they have a lot of experience there with guiding students through whether it's universities in Canada or universities in the States. Our son actually got admission to some universities in the States with the help of the guidance counselor there at Fieldstone, as well as the head of school. Really, each time we've called or needed an appointment, they've been so prompt, so professional at getting it into calendar and really addressing any of the issues that we would have talked about with regards to John David. A lot of it was charting his academic path and changes that we wanted to make, and things like that. They were always attentive, always ready to help, no matter what questions we brought forward.
If I were to mention three qualities that I think distinguish Fieldstone from other schools, I'd have to say, obviously, number one would be the whole Cambridge experience. I think it's a very excellent experience to allow you to kind of have um, a very international, style of education along with the Canadian style. So it gives you a greater experience. And very, very rigorous. So it challenges individuals and makes sure that they're reaching their highest potential. So that for me would be number one. Number two, I would say the attentiveness of teachers and their ability to really draw the best out of their students. Right, we found teachers who were very motivated, highly qualified, and able to really help our bring the best out of our son, and help them to achieve great standards. And I would say the third is the small class sizes. That just enables teachers to give proper attention, for students to have access to the teachers and have their attention as well, and to learn in a very a very calm and collected environment. So those are the three qualities I think would be most enticing for parents.
The advice I would give new families searching for a school is really spend the time to do your research. I think it's important to start really early. We had started when our children were, still in the very early grades of elementary school, to find and start to research the right school. I think parents need to understand your child and understand the characteristics, the personality, the academic style, that type of thing, because different schools offer obviously different things that would be best suited for your child. So it's not necessarily the most popular school or the busiest school. It's really finding a school that will bring out the best in your child. For us, that was Fieldstone King's College School for our son John David, who is a very academic boy, a very high achiever, and really wants to continuously challenge himself, and very curious, and loves to learn, and also loves to interact with teachers, regularly around asking questions, or when he's doing his research. So for us, Fieldstone really was that school that was the best fit to really challenge John David, bring out the best in him, create lifelong study habits, strong study habits and skills. And also, he had full attention of his teachers in the small class sizes that are there. So that really made it a great combination for us.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.